Alright guys, I'm here to bring you a video about Master Yi and counter jungling. This is an important skill for you to have because if you pull it off correctly, you could take almost complete control of the game. This video starts a bit rough for me because I actually get my blue stolen. But it is because my blue was stolen, I was able to predict Riven. So when the game starts, I start standard, nothing new. Same runes and masteries I always use, same alpha strike to start. Once this loads up, I'll speed it up, so you guys don't have to see all this. My plan was to start blue, as I normally do, but it didn't go that way because they actually invade. We could have fought them, but it's risky to fight a jungle invade when the enemy team has Blitzcrank. So we start off. Let me just open that back up again.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Right. So we start off, we planned on defending it, but they charge in anyway. So once Nautilus walks down, he actually gets pulled. Almost. Once they see opportunity is fit.
Minions have spawned.
He gets flash forward, so he flashes over the wall and gets out of it. Riven flashes after him. And I took note of that, and that's gonna spark me to say, okay, it is time to counter jungle. Because without flash, he cannot escape me if I have red. So I go, and right when I get to world, I take him. And I'm gonna notice my blue spot. At this point, I know Riven's going to go for her red because she has my blue. I find her, and I outsmite her because she actually has this. At this point, there's no way she can escape. Zero chance. Okay. So I continue on my jungle route. Let me speed this up. And go to top. I go to game top. Now when I get there, I auto attack him. And he doesn't even flash. He knew he was dead. Since he didn't flash, I didn't alpha strike. There's no need to. And I knew Riven was gonna be at her blue, because that's the only buff left for her to take. Generally, junglers prioritize taking their buffs over clearing, so I knew after I gained top, she was gonna go from her red, respawn, and go for her blue. Speed up a bit, and once Lux leaves, I knew I could take that blue safely. Continue jungling. Now, at this point, I have complete control over basically every single buff on the map. I know where everyone's going to spawn, and I know when it's going to. So I counter game bottom, but they all get away, so nothing special happens there. And always continue jungling. As a jungler, you always want to make sure you're doing something. You don't want to be the jungler who's walking in between lanes all day, not really making any plays happen. I get my lantern, I get boots. Lantern is important for standard jungling, but it serves even a bigger play in counter jungling. So I get my red. Rankton's being all top lane, all my lanes are pretty much done. I'm feeling pretty confident. As a result, I gotta continue pushing myself ahead by So at this point, I realize, okay, so I'm back at my blue. I remember something. When I was at my blue, Riven's red was there. So, I go bottom, I pull off the game, and I think you guys know what I had missed. So after that successful gank, I think for a second. I'm like, alright, so that went well. And I know where I can go. Let me go straight for Riven's red. I take her red really quickly, but I get caught. So they actually had this ward, and as a result I just get basically instant kill. I don't even... There was nothing I could do. My flash was down. And that just happens when you actually bust out for the ward. I call out the wards for your team always. You can't really see it because I call it team spree. But it's important that you call out wards. And I know Riven's blue is up, so I head straight towards there. Well, you know, Riven's there doing it. She has 0 escape. I know this, so I just take that. And I take the blue as quickly as I can. Rego's helped me a lot there. Let's continue. So Lex showed up, but she was late. This is actually a pretty short game. It only lasted 23 minutes. Continue jungling. And I'm gonna try to find more objectives to take, but I can't find any, so I just take clear mid. Nothing's up on the left side of their jungle, so I keep clearing. And I go to help out Remington, but he had dove in, so I just gotta go pick up Garen with him out on the attack and push the lane to power, so he needs to summon that seal. Continue jungling. I'm looking for stuff. I find the wolves. I was right on time to catch him spawn. And I go for my red buff. It's invisible due to a spectator bug, but that's nothing. Take my blue. Sometimes it's best as Master Yi not to give your middle blue because it's really helpful when clearing camps. Continue counter jungling. Her red's up, and I came just in time for Blitz not to catch me with the ward or anything, so I get out of there safely this time. Bot lane's winning out. Garen's actually
team's turret has been destroyed.
They want me to go in mid, but this actually doesn't turn out well for me. I engage because that's what they want me. And I get snared, so have to go in, get my damage out, but I was ignored. I go down. They pick up this kill. But he gets taken out. Twisted Phase by Tristana. He's low on mana, but he has just enough to pull out a card, and he had his ignite. Mateus gets taken out. Probably by Riven's ulti. Actually, it says she didn't use it. And let's continue. So, at this point I realized I have a huge level advantage over Riven. It's 3 levels, and I'm gonna go straight for buffs whenever buffs are there, but my team pinged me to show that Lux was coming. They steal dragon from my team because you have to have your turret has been destroyed. I wasn't there, as a result, they were able to steal it. We find Riven. Take her out. I wanted to go all the way in on Lux, but I had so we get there, we take her out, and I also showed out. Twisted Fate, he did something really smart. He flashed the Blitz transfer so that he would not get pulled back. Then trying to show that I have some presence. And we catch Chris. I ulti with the last bit of mana that I received with the blue buff. So I'm pretty glad I took from Twisted Fate. As mean as that sounds, sometimes you have to as you continue jungling. Remington dies to me. That's really important. At this point, I feel confident that we're far enough ahead that I won't.
Blue team's turret has been destroyed.
We trade Nautilus for Tristana, which is pretty decent. I actually give the blue away because I have one. And I know Riven's doing red. So I take her out. We had that ward there, so it made my job a lot easier. And I actually wait here because I kind of wanted to catch Tristana. Now, I have all my clear balance. I even have my Highlander because I got the replay. So she's actually going nowhere. I flashed after her because I kind of figured that would happen. I wanted to get auto attack before that, but I couldn't. Speed up the chase, doesn't matter. I get the last one. Ezreal with a beautiful ulti takes out this turn. Garen sort of prevents him from engaging any deep ups. Now, when you have nothing else to do as Master Yi, and your team is dancing around middle or anything, just push the sideways. If there's a team fight that breaks out, you could be there when they need you. If they position well and fall back where they need to. So, I'm super fat, and I know for a fact Triss can't stand it. So, what I do, always perfectly time your Alpha Strike, so that it follows any escapes opponents are trying to do. Now, Riven thinks she can stand there. I don't think she can. So I just attack her. I do a tank that one out for us. Rainton duels Garen, and we do the victory. So Rainton actually comes out on top of that one, which is kind of contradictory to what he was to the duels prior to that, because he actually had lost some of them. I'm talking to my team, I think that's why I'm staying instead. Communication is key. I wasn't sure whether to stay and split push more, but my team has the idea to go for rough, so I go for that. I find Blitz. He's too close to me. You can't get close to me. He'll just take you out really quickly. I actually went a slightly different build. I think I went Infinity Edge Phantom Dancer. I generally go Ghostblade Infinity Edge because it allows me to assassinate key targets better than a Phantom Dancer would. But, so I just chase Triss. Chase her with my Highlander on because he is really good at that. That's another reason you take Ghostblade. It does help out in chase engages. You have 20% movement speed as opposed to the 5% with Phantom Dancer. So the game's coming to an end. That's all I have for you guys. The key points I'm going to summarize again when it comes to buff control and taking timers down and knowing your opponent's route. Generally, most junglers are predictable. Most people are going to stick to the same route, and if they have blue buff, they're generally not going to go for their blue buff. They're going to go for a red buff. So as a result, I used that to completely predict the Riven and capture about, I think, 3 times in her jungle. So I hope you guys learned something, and remember, if you get ahead, try to find ways to counter jungle. It's important.